Welcome to the Share Your Stories Global Networking and Micro Marketing Grant Awards event. I'm Trish Tonai, founder and host for the series, and we look forward to celebrating today, introducing you, global small business owners in our community, as we create a buzz about your biz. Now, this is not your average award ceremony. As an informal agenda, today we'll meet our 5 micro marketing grant finalists. We'll hear from last year's award winners. We'll give you an opportunity to introduce you and your business in breakout sessions, become an active participant in the finalist Q&A, and at the end of the event, invite you to share a video testimonial on today's experience. So to begin, I'd like to share a few statistics and updates. Since last year, we've seen an increase in the number of entrepreneurs around the world, with a new total of approximately 665 million. 30% are women. Small business owners with less than 5 employees are still the largest growing sector in most economies. And the number one barrier for startups, expansion, and innovation is still funding, which brings us to today's event. In cooperation with the Share Your Stories community, this year we launched a digital magazine celebrating your great ideas in support of funding for entrepreneurs by entrepreneurs to not only share stories, but increase the visibility of everyone making a difference. We offer 2 $2,500 US grants that will at the very least heard, found, and hired. Our advisory board, sponsors, mentors, and judges have all contributed to the effort. And without their support, along with your trusted referrals, none of this would be possible. In our own small way, we're trying to change the dynamic and create new opportunities for visibility, collaboration, and building connections in each community. And I'm grateful to each and every one of you for believing in mentorship and breaking barriers to success. We currently feature businesses on 5 continents, and our podcast, Business Mentorship Keeping It Real, has over 250 episodes introducing you, the person behind the logo. 76% of our stories continue to be from female entrepreneurs. And 90% of the individuals we feature are corporate leaders who have taken the leap to business owner. This year, through the grant program, we received many amazing applications from business owners around the world, each of whom received the mastermind video, The Art of Standing Out Without Bragging, and What is Your Elevator Story, sponsored by Alexis Gladstone and myself. Each of our 5 finalists received a 10-module mastermind series, Breaking Barriers to Success, along with informal mentorship from within the Share Your Stories community. Before we move into the first breakout session, where you'll have the opportunity to meet our 5 finalists, I'd like to share that we have a truly international group with business owners from Australia, Canada, and the United States. I'd like to introduce you to each of the finalists in a short video, and then you'll have an opportunity to participate in breakout sessions with Q&A. So here are our 5 finalists. Kathy Baldwin is with Kathy Baldwin, who joins us from Kitchener, Ontario. Our child author, Gabby Diaz, and her mom, Wendy, from Sydney, Australia. Juliana Lehman from Naturally Joyous is from Guelph, Ontario. Kelly Ryan from Nerdy Nutrition is from St. John's, Newfoundland. And Jamie Perez from Beyond Words Productions is from Los Angeles, California. Let's hear from each of our business owners in this short video.
I'm Gabriella Diaz, and I'm a 12-year-old child author who is based in Sydney, Australia. I started writing my first book when I was 8, in year 2. My teacher told the class to write a story, and most of the kids in my class just dropped it, but I kept going. 9 months later, it turned into a book. Within 2 years, 2 years, I had written 8 more books in my Light of Luna series, with 4 already self-published, and 5 is currently pending. My books follow 6 children on their way across different planets, discovering secrets and meeting mythical animals, as well as holding values of kindness, love, and resilience. These are the first 5 books in the SYS Grant Winners series. I completed this one when I was 8, and across 2 years I've already finished most of these and the ones that we haven't published yet. I really want my books to tell a story and to send a message to other young readers to inspire everyone. If I can write a book, so can you. A lot of my classmates and people on social media have told me that they've started writing their own books and stories just because I've shared my imagination with them.
Hi everyone, I'm Wendy, I'm Gabby's mom. It's been such a privilege to watch our daughter write her Light of Luna book series, and she hasn't stopped writing.
Hi, I'm Kathy Baldwin. I'm the founder and the architect of the Finally podcast automation system. At Finally, we help podcasters take their voice, their mission, their vision from a hobby into a sustainable, profitable business. And we do that by removing the back-end repeatable grunge work that is taking up all of their time and resources. This allows podcasters to do what they do best: create community, build their businesses, share resources. Because I believe that podcasting is the new campfire, the new community, the new way that businesses grow sustainably in connection with each other, building collaboration by sharing information, knowledge, and resources. The only thing that was in the way is what today's technology of AI, automation, and tech can remove, so that humans can do what we were designed to do best: communicate, innovate, be imaginative, change the world, solve the problems. And I believe that that is being done within the podcasting community.
My name is JB Perez, and I'm a videographer and the owner of Beyond Words Productions. I create heartfelt and emotive videos for businesses and nonprofits to help them share their story and become unforgettable. My passion for this work comes from my own journey. I have faced challenges and traumas that taught me the power of being truly seen and heard. Things that taught me emotional intelligence at a young age, things that gave me the ability to connect with people and see them on a much deeper level than what they might portray on the outside. Those experiences showed me that when we tell our stories authentically, it doesn't just change how others see us, but it changes how we see ourselves. It's more than just about understanding your business, but developing the inner standing within ourselves that makes our stories powerful. Storytelling isn't just creative work, it's emotional work. And I realized this when I was a TV news reporter. I spent 6 years living around the country reporting the news, and I learned that the stories that impacted people the most weren't the flashiest, most attention-grabbing headlines. It was the stories that shared voices of those who don't often get heard. And everyone has a story to tell. When we share stories and listen to others tell theirs, it builds empathy, connection, compassion, trust, and makes your sell an easy yes. That's why I started my business. Every story I tell is designed to leave audiences feeling connected, inspired, and motivated to act.
Hi, I'm Kelly Ryan, the head nerd and CEO of Nerdy Nutrition Corporate Wellness. And yes, I'm a super nerd in all aspects, including not just the fun that I like to bring to my business, but also the science background that I bring to my services. And I'm really excited to be a finalist for the Share Your Stories micro marketing grant. I spent 2 decades in the corporate world, so I know what it's like to be there. But also when I used to work with clients one-on-one, they used to tell me that they found health and wellness stressful, but they also found that workplaces and family dynamics a lot of times were barriers to to their well-being. And these were very common complaints that I heard on a regular basis. I realized that well-being felt like a chore. So I decided to do something about it. And basically what I do is I replace the mandatory, dry, boring lunch and learns and the high stress coaching with high engagement adventures.
Ready for a new way to manage your weight? Hi, I am Juliana Lehman, the founder of Naturally Joyous Inc. And I am the host of Confidence from Within podcast. And we just recently celebrated our 5th year anniversary. I also wrote 2 books, with the latest one coming soon, late November 2025. I am university trained and a functional practitioner, and I help individuals in their 40s, 50s, and 60s to release weight and live long, healthy lives through the power of functional DNA testing. So before we begin any protocol, we do this quick and easy DNA test, and all it takes is a cheek swab. And we take your saliva sample, and I take that data and transform it into a protocol that is precisely customized to how your body is designed. This is how I was able to release an extra 30 pounds after almost a decade of eating healthy and moving my body. Now, the real magic happens when we combine the power of your DNA with my training in human behavior. Because you can have the most perfect plan, but if you cannot put it into real life and really implement it, you're not going to see lasting results.
Throughout today's event, we're going to hear from members of our community who will share their experience when collaborating with us in the last year in the spirit of collaboration over competition. I'd like to introduce everybody to Anthea Mumby from Dream Team Consulting to share a few words on being not only a formal mentor, but sponsor in our series. Anthea was actually the first person I spoke to about the magazine, and she didn't hesitate for 1 New York minute to provide her support. So Anthea?
Happy to do that. Hi, everyone. I'm really proud and excited to be here as part of the Share Your Stories community, as a very active collaborator in everything SYS stands for: visibility, collaboration, and community. Over the years, my involvement has taken many forms. I've been featured in the magazine, introduced and recommended this community to fellow entrepreneurs, reshared stories and social posts, and of course, attended Trisha's amazing in-person live events. And of course, I've had the privilege of serving as both a mentor and a judge for the SYS Marketing Grant. What makes SYS different is that it's not transactional, it's relational. It's about amplifying voices, supporting growth, and creating real momentum for entrepreneurs who are building something truly meaningful and lasting. Thank you to Trish and the SYS community for creating a space where visibility leads to connection, collaboration leads to opportunity, and community truly makes the difference.
Wow, thank you so much, Anthea. That was really great. I really appreciate you, tying the fact that we really are a community and that we're not transactional. So thank you so much for that, for sure. Now, I'm sure everybody's curious to hear from last year's winners. Our keynote today is a panel discussion, a year of firsts, with Marion Egan from Transformational Health, who joins us from Kilbride, Ireland, and Taryn White from the Taryn White Gallery, who joins us from Paris, Ontario. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Well, as last year's recipients of the grant program, I wanted to give you an opportunity to share with our community some of the things that you've been up to in the last year. So I'd like to know if you would mind sharing with us to describe one win you've had in your business in the past year? And we'll start with Marian.
Well, I can say, Trish, I've had more than one, which is great. When the award came up, Trish, I was about to pack it in, because even though I'm expert at what I do, I'm not an expert business person, and I started back in 1985, so it's 40 years now, so I've managed up to now, but I was going to back away because I just did not know how I was going to keep going. And then this came up, and it just really saved me, well, not just saved me. I've been able to help other people, and that's what I love doing. So it's not just me, it's others that I've had the power to empower and help them. So I'm so, so grateful for what you have done. And this award is just amazing. And it just came right at the right time. It was like a lifeline. Someone threw a lifeline, you threw the lifeline, and I grabbed it, so thank you so much.
We're really thrilled that you joined us, Marian, because, some of the things that you've been sharing with us on social has been pretty awesome. So thank you so much for sharing. And I love the fact that you've had more than one win, that's really instrumental, I guess, in all of the mentorship and that we've provided throughout the year as well. So thank you so much for sharing that with us, for sure.
Thank you.
Karen, what about you? Describe one win you've had in your business in the past year.
Well, I definitely have to agree with Marian that there's many when you're collaborating with so many wonderful business women throughout the year. It's pretty incredible. So I was thinking about the sort of biggest win. One of the things I was thinking about is improving that opportunity to improve on my own visibility and connection in the arts community. I work online with artists, so that can be challenging because it's not in person. So showing up more intentionally, forming stronger relationships, and attracting meaningful collaborations. So those are some of the things that really expanded, as well as within that, some of the services. And that really helped me to strengthen the whole community of artists that I work with.
Perfect. Well, thank you for that. I'm always asked what's included in the grant program. So I'm going to share a few of the highlights that both Marian and Taryn have had the chance to utilize. So there are 3 self-study workshops that they've received throughout the process. And as a winner, they also received the Write a Book, Change Your World, which is sponsored by Susan Crossman of Crossman Communications. And along with those resources, they met virtually, they've mentioned, with 12 experts in our formal mentor program from all over the world who shared their experience and expertise with 1-hour sessions with them each month. So describe how these resources played a part in your overall success this year, because we kind of inundated you with an awful lot of, online self-study workshop material. And then you had the chance to meet one-to-one or face-to-face through this wonderful thumbnail with the folks in our formal mentor program. So Taryn, how did the resources play a part in your overall success?
Well, there's a lot of resources offered. So I think the piece that stands out the most to me is the mentorship and the monthly calls. Mm-hmm. That was really life-changing. I feel like that totally rewired my brain every time I came off a call. And those calls really affected what I was doing in my business, but also how I was living my life. So that opportunity to talk to each of those women and understand sort of how intentional they were with everything they were doing, and then them helping work through what that looks like for what I'm doing in my business and my life was really life-changing.
I love the fact that you mentioned that it helped us become intentional, because I think as small business owners, we sometimes forget, right, that there are a sea of other people out there who are also entrepreneurs who experience the same things that we do, right, just at different stages and times of our careers. So thank you for sharing that. Marian, what about for you? What resource sort of stands out in your mind as was the most effective in your ongoing success this year?
Well, I think to the mentorship, because those experts were expert in the areas that I wasn't an expert in, which was great, because everything, it's great when you know how to do something, but when you don't know how to do it, it's not, it's,
Right.
you know, it's a struggle. So when you've got somebody that comes in and gives you step by step and gives you the expertise that they have and sharing it with you, that was amazing. And even, you know, prior to COVID, I mean, I never advertised in my life prior to COVID. Everybody came here to my practice here in Ireland, right? Um, so going online for me was like throwing me in at the deep end, and
Right.
I didn't know how to swim, you know. So that was so powerful to have and look forward to these experts every month, and they sharing their expertise and helping me to help myself. And that's what I love about it. It was the training, it was the teaching, it was the supporting, and that you knew you had someone that you could reach out to for assistance if you didn't know how to, or if you didn't quite get it. Well, you know,
Right. Right.
so I loved it. And so going online for me has been challenging, but I know now how to do it.
Right.
And my technical, I can no longer say now that I'm no longer tech. I can't use that excuse anymore, you know.
Yeah,
So
we all have that, right? We all start out with those technical glitches, and then
yeah,
but that's why we do everything that we do is keeping it real in our series, right? Because I
yeah,
mean, life happens, and we can't be an expert in everything. So
yeah. And then, you know, sometimes it might be that you're going on Zoom and your computer decides to reboot, and
yeah,
or you get the time zones mixed up, and you say, "Oh
right,
goodness!"
right,
But then that's an understanding. You understand these things happen, so you just
right.
go with the flow. You know,
Yeah, for sure,
it's
it all
been
works out.
it's been wonderful.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Now, each of you, I wanted to thank you because you've been providing us with some pretty awesome testimonials that we've been sharing in our monthly newsletter. So one of the things that we've had the chance to do is not only did you get the chance to meet the formal mentors, but our community did through the newsletter because we highlighted each of those folks and then provided your testimonial. So thank you so much for doing that and sharing your experience with us. Now, finally, you know, everything that we do in the Share Your Story series has words of advice. So I would be remiss if I didn't ask each of you ladies to share one word that would describe your experience as part of the grant program. So Marion, what would your one word be?
Freedom.
Oh, wow. That's a really good word.
Yeah, free to be me, because it really showed me that even though I didn't know everything, I would have the opportunity to learn more and to
Right.
be more, you know. And I'm just so grateful because this freedom to share what I have, because what I have is so unique, and I'm so grateful that I've been given the opportunity to share it and to share it worldwide, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We love your word, Marion. I love your word, freedom. That's a really great one. Yes. And Taryn, what would your word be?
I love what Marion said too, the free to be me. I feel like that was a theme throughout, just breaking into that and that freedom from it. So my word is expansion. I feel like we're vibrating on the same on the same level there, Marion, but expansion would be my word from this year.
Wow, that's a really great word. Well, you know, I really wanted to thank both of you for joining me. I know that both Marion and Taryn have had a really amazing experience, and I've had the pleasure of connecting with them throughout the year to sort of get an update as things have been moving along. And I think it was really important for you to share your experience with the Share Your Stories community, because so many of the folks who are in our community have been supporting not only the grant program, but you both along the way. So thank you so much for sharing your words of wisdom. We really appreciate it. And I'll also mention that both Taryn and Marion are going to be formal mentors in next year's program. So we certainly thank you for that. And we know that we'll continue with all those wonderful words of wisdom. So thank you very much for joining me in the panel discussion. It was really great.
Thank you, Trish.
Thank you so much, Trish.
Now, I know that each and every one of you I've mentioned is a valued member of this community, because you know what? Without your support, absolutely none of this would be possible. And a few years ago, I decided to create an international volunteer advisory board to help with the growth and direction for our community. And from the beginning, this business owner was all in. And I'd like to now call upon Lynn McLaughlin of Lynn McLaughlin Inc. to share a few words on being part not only of our volunteer advisory board, but a sponsor and a judge. Lynn?
All in, absolutely. I mean, okay, so I don't remember how long ago it was, but I think like many of you, after listening to some conversations in the breakout room, I played squirrel for a year when I opened my first business. And meeting Trish, my advice is mentorship should absolutely be the first thing any entrepreneur should do, because why make the same mistakes that other people have made? Why recreate the wheel? When we share what we've learned, when we share what mistakes we've made, we lift each others up, and we push our businesses forward. And that's what Trish did for me. She really helped me to focus, to understand more about marketing and all of the things that we need to be thinking about. And let me go back to the advisory board, because I remember when Trish first floated this idea, it was just a spark. And now, thanks to her and this thriving community, and listening to Tara and Marianne earlier, and paying it forward. Look, already it's paying it forward. That's what this is all about. I'm so inspired by this. We are unstoppable when we come together. And I'm going to continue to fund this grant for as long as I possibly can, and maybe even after my business closes, because I believe in it so much. I just want to end by saying collaboration is my mantra, and I've learned that. Collaboration without competition. When entrepreneurs come together, we can create so much more than alone on an island, and the collaboration is so important. And what Trish has done, in-person events where I've met so many of you, online a few times a year, not to mention the magazine and all of the things she's making possible. The stats and the data that you shared earlier, Trish, wow, blow me away. That tells me that more and more people are realizing what you are putting out to us is what we all need. So I thank you very much for that, and good luck to everyone. Reach out. I'm available anytime to chat, spark ideas, just problem solve, and I'll be honest with you, I really will. And that's what makes things important. You tell people when they're on the wrong track, you do it with vulnerability, honesty, and integrity, and that's what it's all about.
Well, thank you, Lynn. And Lynn raises a great point. We have a number of the folks who are in this community who have offered to be mentors. So if you go to the shareyourstories.online tab and you see there is a mentor tab there, and you can connect virtually for a virtual coffee with anyone there. So please feel free to connect with anyone in the Share Your Stories community that's offered to be a mentor, because we really do try to support each other as often as possible. So thank you so much for that, Lynn. So Trisha Ryan is the founder of Food Biz Mentoring, and she was one of the first 100 business features in the series. And she joins us from her winter home in Sarasota, Florida, to share her thoughts, not only on sharing her story and participating in the podcast, but becoming a formal mentor. So Trisha?
Thank you, Trish, and nice to see everyone and meet you in the breakout sessions. It's hard to believe how long ago that was, Trish, but Trish did meet. I was doing a women in leadership program and asked Trish to come speak about her expertise, which is varied and in many fields, from artist to coach, etc. But I think what I wanted to focus on today was I'm one of those people who says yes to most things. So Trish asked me to do this, not even speak today. I went, oh yeah, sure, no problem. But I look at mentorship as a way to have, personal growth and satisfaction, and reinforcing your knowledge when you're working with people, developing your leadership skills, sometimes giving you fresh perspectives. It does expand your network, and that we see today. There's such a host of people with different skills, and we will be calling each other. And then it is about giving back, which is probably what people mention most often when they say, why do they want to mentor? But then staying connected is the one that meant the most to me. And I can say, Taryn, you don't know how many times since you and I met that I have been working with other artists that are personal friends, et cetera. And I go, oh, you should go on Taryn White's website and Marion's website. So you gave back to me too. But I think staying connected is the one that that's being facilitated through this total process with Trish. And I think we're all meeting experienced professionals and staying engaged, particularly when we've all been on an island since COVID, and then develop businesses that we can do remotely, learning new technologies. Lynn, thank you very much, and everybody else. And I had the fun of helping people with AI earlier this year, as we're probably all now experts. And also the cross section of experiences. I love that there's someone writing books in Australia that I met today, right through to all the, now I've got to look at all this back end stuff with podcasts. So I come to this and I've always got more to do. And staying connected with so many professional giving women and men has been an important part of the journey. So thank you for Trish for that.
I love the fact that Tricia has mentioned the reciprocity that we have, because, even though we meet and we connect and we may not have opportunities to see each other face to face, these thumbnail connections really are invaluable. And I'm really very grateful for each and every one of you who continues to refer people in your own networks to the Share Your Stories community. So thank you so much for that. So we're almost to the point of announcing our grant recipients. But before we do, I'd like to invite you to join us for the last breakout session, where you will have the opportunity to share one win that you've experienced in 2025. Because, here we are again at the end of the year. I can't believe the middle of December, and most of us are getting ready for 2026. So in this breakout room, share one of the wins that you've had in 2025, and perhaps maybe something that you may be looking forward to in 2026. So Selma has created some new breakout sessions, and we'll meet back here in 10 minutes. Enjoy. So this community member was not able to join us, but wanted to participate with comments on VC funding. So Brenda Andrus is the founder for She Is, an online platform sharing stories of female athletes, and joins us through a short video.
Hi, I'm Brenda Andrus, the founder of She Is and She Is Sports Network. I believe in the power of sharing stories. I believe in the power of creating opportunities as the business grant that reaches out to individuals that need a little helping hand. So I became a sponsor that believes that creating these small opportunities for individual businesses shows them that we care and that we're giving back. I recently did an article on venture capital and talked about the ups and downs and the opportunities and the difficulties of getting grants, investment dollars for small businesses. So this is a way for us who are still trying ourselves to give back to others who are coming after us. And so I believe that all people should look into providing opportunities for those around us to boost them up so that we all may be successful in our dreams and in our passions. Thank you.
Well, I know that Brenda has VC funding is near and dear to her heart, because she's been on a mission for her own organization. She is. So thank you so much to Brenda for that. Well, we've heard from each finalist. You've had the opportunity to ask questions and connect with each other in breakout sessions. And now is the time to share the names of our 2 grant recipients. Each winner receives $2,500 US towards their marketing plan and 12 months of formal mentorship with entrepreneurs from the Share Your Stories community, who each have a different topic of support and meet monthly through 2026. We share their testimonials in our monthly newsletter, and they will also receive the Mastermind Workshop, Write a Book, and Change Your World, sponsored by Susan Crossman. So this is where I would like everyone to unmute, and wherever you're sitting, share a drum roll so that our 5 finalists will have an opportunity to hear your support from the ether of the thumbnail. There we go. So I'm pleased to announce our 2 winners for the Share Your Stories Micro Marketing Grant for 2026 are Julia Lehman from Naturally Joyous, who joins us from Guelph, Ontario, and child author Gabby Diaz and her mom, Wendy, from Sydney, Australia.
Great.
And we'll give each of our winners an opportunity to share a few comments before we sign off for today's awards. So Juliana.
Thank you so much, Trish. I'm emotional, actually. So thank you. I'm just so pleased. And thank you to everybody involved, the panel, the sponsors. I look back on my journey back in 2020 as a practitioner. I was full-time since 2018. And the pandemic was devastating for my business. I was an in-person practitioner renting full-time at a clinic, and we were shut down for weeks and weeks and weeks. And having to learn to build my business from scratch fully online was no easy feat. And I've invested a lot of time and energy and resources in learning. But if it wasn't for mentors and those that have walked the path that I really wish to walk, I know I would not be here today. I've been part of this community for some time, and I know a few of the faces here, and I continue to meet amazing women and some men. And I'm very grateful for everything you've done, and I will certainly make this grant a big impactful for the big plans that I have for 2026. So thank you.
Oh, our pleasure. And now Gabby and Wendy.
Thank you so much. I want to thank Trish and the advisory board and all the judges, the sponsors, mentors, and my fellow contenders. Congratulations, Juliana. And thank you so much. I'm so excited to see what happens in 2026 and the other books that I can get out there and that I can write and that I can share my story across the world. And I think it's so important that people use creativity and that they share it. Because if you have an art and you have a gift and you don't try and get it out there, then no one's going to be inspired by it. No one's going to hear it. And so I think I'm so grateful that I've been given so many opportunities to share my story. So thank you so much.
And as her mom, I just wanted to add to that and say thank you for seeing her work and recognizing the fact that she's had, the work ethic and following through on her projects and immersing her in this community of successful entrepreneurs. My daughter is being exposed to such incredible things, and this is so wonderful. So thank you to all of you. Trish, thanks for having a passion project like this. Meeting you outside that conference room in April has led to this. So just so grateful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, once again, I'd like to thank everyone in this community for your continued support. So to our keynote panel, our finalists, our advisory board, our sponsors, mentors, judges, and our producer, a special thanks for your support in today's event. And to you and everyone in this community who continues to step up and show up. Thank you. Thank you for participating in our annual Global Share Your Stories Micro Marketing Grant Ceremony and Networking event. We wish each and every one of you continued success. And we certainly look forward to seeing you in 2026.
Thank you, Trish.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congrats. Congrats and well done.
Hi there. It was a pleasure to attend Trish's SYS Awards this week. I was so impressed with the powerhouse of people in the room and just the caliber of nominees. And I got to meet many of them in the breakout sessions and was so impressed with their energy, their positivity, and their presence in the world. Congratulations to all the winners. And kudos to you, Trish, for highlighting the importance of sharing stories to the world.
Hi there. This year's event was so much fun, and it was so great connecting with all the different business owners on the breakout sessions. Thank you, Trish, for a wonderful event and the opportunity to connect with so many great people in so many different places.
I am Juliana, and I'm one of this year's grant recipients. Thank you so much, Trish, for the work you do for this beautiful community. I've been part of it for a couple of years now, and I've made such amazing connections. Really looking forward to next year and all that's to come. But also, I wanted to thank you for helping us come together, collaborate, so we can all